What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing very well. We got the last of the monk trees to look at today. We're going to look at Mistweaver. And I got to say, Mistweaver's looking really, really good. There's a couple things I want to talk about right at the outset here. So let's just dive right in. Basically, the Paladin tree, Holy Paladin, needs to learn from Mistweaver because this is the other healer in the game that goes into melee, right? You know, you've got like druids and shamans and priests all sitting in the back. And you've got paladins and monks kind of running up to the front here. And I think that it's wonderful how they've structured this tree. And they've designed it in a way that really supports both the melee playstyle over on the left side here and a range playstyle on the right here. And they actually mixed and matched a lot of talents that on first inspection I thought, man, this seems really out of place being over here. Like Zen's Pulse coming back. This is an ability that we used to have a long time ago, I think. It should be like on the left side with all the melee stuff. You know, teachings of the monastery. Ancient teachings of the monastery down here. You know, Spirit of the Crane, Feline Stomp. Like, it's an instant cast ability that does damage and healing. It should be, like, over here on the melee side. But it's actually okay that it's over here. And it's not that it can't be used by the range style, but on further inspection, I think the tree actually just looks quite strong. It's actually just quite good. And I don't really have any real complaints about it that are just right out of the gates that I can see. So, job well done here by Blizzard. Honestly, this is an exciting looking healer. If you missed the old school ranged healing style that Mistweaver used to have, it will be back in Dragonflight. If you like the current iteration of Mistweaver Monk with the fist weaving, that is also coming back. So they will both be here and you will both be happy, I promise. So I've actually got two talent trees set up here to try and show you. This is like the fist weaving side over here. And this is like the range side. And I'm going to go over what enables all those different builds, because I think that's just an important topic to talk about. That's kind of how I'm going to explore this tree. It's going to be a little bit different than normal, but I want to fly through the talents themselves and then tell you about the different builds and how they're supported. How is melee supported? How is range supported? What are we looking at there? So I think that's a good way to approach it, because that's the biggest question with healers like Paladin and Monk is, are we going to get to have the sort of core fantasy of either being a ranged or being a melee healer? Because I think they should get to do both, and Monk is like very close to perfect on both of these. It's really, really good. So let's talk about it. First of all, let me just talk about the themes that are in here. There's a melee style, as I said, with Feline Stomp and stuff over here. I'll get to that later. There's a range style with Bone Dust Brew, because remember, Bone Dust Brew helps to trigger extra gusts of mists, which is really what the range style is all about. Casting like Vivify and Renewing Mist and Enveloping Mist will trigger gusts of mist, right? Your mastery. The melee style doesn't really care as much about that. So there's the melee style, the range style, and there's a lot of Thunder Focus Tea coming back here. A lot of Thunder Focus Tea love, and I could not be happier. It's really, really good to get that stuff back. So Thunder Focus Tea is here. Font of Life is back from BFA. Essence Font Initial Heal is up by a little bit, and it has a chance to reduce the cooldown on Thunder Focus Tea. Absolutely loved this talent. It's really, really good. So you have Focus Thunder, where you're empowering the next two abilities. You get Secret Infusion as well. I forget where Focus Thunder went, actually. It's somewhere on here, but you get Secret Infusion, which was another like BFA thing where your next spell will give you 5% of a stat, depending on which one you choose. You're going to get Yu'lon's Whisper. Activating Thunder Focus Tea causes you to exhale a breath of Yu'lon. That's in the current game right now. And, of course, at the bottom here, another really cool one you get is called Tea of Plenty. Thunder Focus Tea also grants Enveloping Mist, Essence Font, Renewing Mist, and Rising Sun Kick, and Vivify one extra charge at random. So a very strange interaction there, but, again, it's all about pressing Thunder Focus Tea with those different talents in the build. So I love all those different themes coming back. Everything, all this support coming back for Thunder Focus Tea is very strong. That ability is so strong now, and I feel like you can kind of weave the Thunder Focus Tea tech into whichever build you're planning on playing, right? Because Thunder Focus Tea will buff your Enveloping Mist, Renewing Mist, Vivify, Sun Kick, and Essence Font. It'll do all of them, and all those abilities are used in the different builds. So really, this is kind of like the cornerstone that you're going to build on for whichever build you're doing, which is very, very cool. Okay, let me go through the tree first. Then I'll talk about the melee style and the range style. I got a lot of notes here. There's a lot of notes to get to, so we will get to that in a minute. The top part is very standard. We have our standard abilities, Enveloping Mist, Renewing Mist, Essence Font, Life Cocoons here, Thunder Focus Tea, Revival, Healing Elixir. Healing Elixir is coming back, of course, with Dampen Harm, with Diffuse Magic, with Chi Burst, with Eye of the Tiger. Guys, there is so much sustain. There are so many defensives for Monk. It's crazy. Teachings of the Monastery is here if you're going down the melee path. This is the first sort of sign that you're going down the melee path. And then a buff to the Vivify will heal all allies with Renewing Mist on them. That is the baseline effect for Vivify. That's in the game right now. This is if you're going down the range side of the tree, okay? You following me so far? Renewing Mist gets 2 charges. That's kind of mandatory for both builds, in my opinion. So even if you are going down the left here, you're going to want to pick up Renewing Mist has 2 charges. It's just, I can't imagine playing Mistweaver without that. That's the top part of the tree. The middle part of the tree gets pretty cool. Again, we're talking melee over here. Spirit of the Crane. You've got Mist of Life, which is Life Cocoon. That's from Legion, I believe, the artifact weapon. Life Cocoon applying Renewing Mist and Enveloping Mist to the target. That's actually very, very cool. You got some Uplifting Spirits for Revival. Oh, sorry, we do have Restoral here as well at the top, which I don't really care about. It basically can be cast while stunned, so it's a PvP version of Revival. But, like, I don't really know how Revival is used in PvP. I actually have no idea. But it's like an instant cast ability, so I can't imagine why you would need it to be castable while stunned. Like, Revival is not the ability that I'm going to want to be casting if I'm getting stun locked in PvP. I'm going to want to be casting Life Cocoon to keep myself alive. So I don't really know, and obviously I can't if I'm stunned, but it just seems like a really dumb change, so I don't really know why they did that. But anyway. Rising Sun Kick and Vivify crits reduce the cooldown on Revival. This is a conduit right now in Shadowlands, but it's Rising Sun Kick and Vivify, so it works for both builds if you're going melee or ranged. Okay. You got some Enveloping Mist stuff here. There's Yulon's Whisper, more Life Cocoon bonuses, increases your healing over time received by an additional 20%, and it lingers. Okay. Soothing Mist healing, you buff the absorb effect of Life Cocoon, so big Life Cocoon buffs there. In the middle, it's all your cooldowns. You know, Revival, buff to Revival. Yulon is here, and Chi-Ji is here. We'll talk about which one you're going to be picking. And Enveloping Breath is here. When they're active, they're going to heal 6 nearby targets with Enveloping Breath. When you cast Enveloping Mist, right? So that does require. That's kind of the ranged version of it. You can, of course, cast Enveloping Mist with the Chi-Ji playstyle. It does actually reduce the cost and cast time of Enveloping Mist whenever you're doing those melee spenders. So it's very strong for both. This is very, very good. Mist Wrap is here. This is more the range style. Or Refreshing Jade Wind is here, and that's the melee style. We'll get back to that in a minute. Here's a new ability. This is called Zen Pulse. So it trigger a Zen Pulse around an ally. It deals damage to all enemies within 8 yards, and then it goes in and heals your ally for a 77% spell power per enemy damage. So, like, if you hit 10 targets, it's now healing your one target for 770% spell power. Like, Zen Pulse could be insane as an emergency button for your tank in Mythic Plus, or a melee, player in Mythic Plus who's just dipped really low. You pop this on him, it does a ton of damage to nearby enemies, and then also will heal the ally and literally save their life. Then there's a buff here. Zen Pulse triggers a second time at 30% effectiveness if cast on targets with both Renewing Mist and Enveloping Mist. Quite a few qualifiers there. Or Accumulating Mist. Zen Pulse's damage and healing is increased by 10% each time Soothing Mist heals up to 6 times. When your Soothing Mist ends, this effect is canceled. So you can basically, like, channel Soothing Mist and stack up this buff for up to 6 seconds and then drop a 60% stronger Zen Pulse. Like, the damage and the healing goes up. So, like, You're standing back, channeling Soothing Mist, and then you just go boom, you just drop this bomb, and it does a lot of damage and then heals somebody. So very, very cool interaction there. I like Zen Pulse, and I think that the Accumulating Mist is way better than the Zen Reverberation, and that this could be used in the ranged playstyle, which is why it kind of makes sense that it's over here on the right-hand side of the tree, okay? We've got Mana Tea or Life Cycles here. Remember, you can pick up Spirit of the Crane over here for melee. So Mana Tea or Life Cycles, very good. Song of Chi-Ji is kind of here randomly. Like, it's just random. Everything else in this tree is like throughput, except for Song of Chi-Ji. So it's cool that it's here. It's just a little strange. It feels like it should be off on the side here somewhere. Rapid Diffusion, Rising Sun Kick, Enveloping Mist, apply Renewing Mist for 6 seconds to an ally. That's very cool. Again, supports both the ranged and the melee playstyle. Then we have a returning favorite of mine, Font of Life, Essence Font, Initial Heal, goes up, and again, it reduces the cooldown of Thunder Focus Tea. We'll get to that in a minute. But this is going to be a massive part of, I think, the ranged playstyle or the melee playstyle. It actually doesn't matter. They both want to take this because they're both going to be pressing Essence Font at some point. I mean, especially the melee playstyle with Ancient Teachings of the Monastery. You have to be casting Essence Font to get your buff. So you're going to want Font of Life so that you can get the extra charge on Thunder Focus Tea to use it however you want. Use it on your Rising Sun Kick, right? To get a Rising Mist proc. And then reduce the cooldown by 9 seconds. Then get another Rising Mist proc off of your Rising Sun Kick. So very, very good synergies there. The bottom tree has some really solid throughput, guys. You got a Feline Stomp that we're going to talk about. We have huge core like abilities here. More buffs to your Invoke, your Celestial. We've got Invoker's Delight, giving you 33% haste after summoning your Celestial. Okay. We've got Secret Infusion, Misty Peaks, Peaceful Mending, Ancient Teachings. Like, it's all the stuff that you're going to want. Core stuff. And at the very bottom here, Unison is a new thing that's coming in. Soothing Mist will heal a second injured ally within 15 yards for 50% of the amount healed. So you've got your Jade Serpent statue healing somebody, and then you can channel on somebody else with with Soothing Mist, and then you're also going to get a second injured ally within 15 yards getting a third Soothing Mist. You have 3 Soothing Mists going. This is the ranged playstyle that we're looking for. This is exactly what the ranged playstyle should be doing. Standing there like a turret, just be like bing, 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 just like sending beams of life to everybody, and then filling in the gaps with things like Essence Font, and then throwing Renewing Mists out. And then while you're channeling, throwing Enveloping Mists and Vivify over the top while channeling, right? They don't interrupt your channel. So very, very cool. I love Unison coming into the game there. On the right side, we have more support for the range style with Bone Dust Brew triggering lots of Gusts of Mist, which is obviously triggered by Vivify, and Renewing Mist, and Enveloping Mist. That's what you're casting as the range style primarily, is like Vivify and Renewing Mist and Enveloping. As the melee style, you're not. So Bone Dust Brew really makes more sense for the range style. It's got Gusts of Mist, have a 30% chance to do a 100% more healing. That is a huge amount of healing for the ranged playstyle. And you've got Attenuation or Bountiful Brew. You can pick whichever one you kind of want here. And then you're going to have Tear of Mourning, and this is really, really crazy for the ranged playstyle as well, and we will get back to it in a minute. So the top part has your base abilities. The middle section has the first delineation between melee and ranged, and you're going to see, and then in the middle you've got your Yu'lon stuff, and then on the bottom you have the final capstones for melee, the final capstones for ranged, and the rest of your gargantuan buffs in the middle, the big time buffs that you're going to want in the middle. That's kind of how the tree is set up, okay? So let's talk about the builds. Let's finish off the rest of this video. I'm just going to talk about the builds that I'm thinking about. So what is here that supports the melee playstyle or the ranged playstyle? We talked about the Thunder Focus Tea buffs. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 talents. Okay? So again, Essence Font reduces the cooldown of Thunder Focus Tea. Thunder Focus Tea empowers 2 abilities. You gain a stat depending on which spell you use. Thunder Focus Tea exhales a breath, healing 6 allies, right? And then Thunder Focus Tea grants 1 charge of a bunch of your other abilities. So very, very good. Let's look at the melee playstyle here. Let's move in. What do we have that supports the melee playstyle? First and foremost, let me move this over here. Here's the melee build right here. I'm going to just show this on screen, okay? This is the idea I had for the melee build. This is just like my first draft, guys. Like I have no idea. But I'm pretty sure that this is kind of how you'd want to build it. So, first and foremost, Teachings of the Monastery. Tiger Palm causes your next Blackout Kick to strike an additional time, stacking up to 3. Blackout Kick has a chance to reset the remaining cooldown on Rising Sun Kick. Why does that matter? Well, because we're going to be taking Rising Mist, of course, which will... I don't even have it down here. I got to go grab that right there. I'm not even sure why I don't have that. I think I have too many of the Thunder Focus T abilities. Give me a second here, guys. That's there. We maybe could get rid of... Got that there. Let me just look at this for a second. I want to go down and get Rising Mist. Rising Sun Kick heals all allies with your Renewing Mist, Enveloping Mist, and Essence Font, right? That's pretty important for the melee build. So, we could take this out. And then we're going to go... We need one more point. We would go... It doesn't matter where we put it, right? Let's get Mana Tea, just to give us more mana regen. Oh, we have 2 points. That there. Sure. We don't need that, actually, though. We'll just do this for now. Okay. Then you have to go Phalanx Stomp. We got that. I think you want the T. Actually, no, you don't want the T. You're fine with that. What you do want is Ancient Teachings of the Monastery. We're going to go down here, and we don't actually want that. I think we just want this. We need Rising Mist. What else was I even taking? What did I put all my points in? It's funny how you sometimes you do this and you're like, what the heck did I just put my points in? I think that's it for the build now. We can just put another point somewhere else if we want to. I'm just going to stick it into here and get Focused Thunder. So there you go. That's better. So here's your build. What is supporting it? Teachings of the Monastery is here. You want to reduce the cooldown on Rising Sun Kick because it's going to trigger Rising Mist, of course, which is going to extend all your hots that are currently out. That is the main playstyle loop for melee, right? Get all your hots out with Essence Font and Renewing Mist, and then extend them all. Pop Thunder Focus T and get 2 Rising Sun Kicks in a row to double extend all your hots, okay? Really, really strong. Spirit of the Crane gives you your mana back. Very, very good. All your regular abilities in the top here, you've got Renewing Mist has 2 charges. We are going to take Zen Pulse, and then we'll take the Zen Reverberation because we're not triggering Soothing Mist, right? So we're just going to do it triggers a second time. You're going to take Chi-Ji, of course, because that supports your melee abilities. When you Blackout Kick, Rising Sun Kick, or Spinning Crane Kick, you heal up to 2 allies for a certain amount and reduce the cost and cost time of Enveloping Mist. So this is like a core part of your build. This is what you're going to be doing. Then we do a Mana Tea just for the mana cost stuff. More Breath when you activate Yu'lon or Chi-Ji. Heal up to allies. Whenever you cast Enveloping Mist, and you can cast Enveloping Mist as the melee playstyle because of Chi-Ji. He reduces the cost and the cast time by 33% each time you're using your melee abilities. So that allows you to cast Enveloping Mist, and when you do, you'll get Enveloping Breath as well. Okay? Refreshing J Wind, of course, you're going to be healing everybody. That's that instant melee. Yu'lon Whisper, activating Thunder Focus Tea, again, causes you to breathe onto 6 allies. So more instant healing that's free, that's quick. You want instant heals, guys, when you're doing the melee build that are just only 1 GCD. You don't want to stand there channeling stuff. Ancient Teachings of the Monastery is, of course, the cornerstone of this entire build. After you cast Essence Font, your Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, Rising Sun Kick will heal an injured ally within 20 yards for 250% of the damage done. You always want to keep doing that, weaving in the Essence Fonts to keep this buff up all the time. Then you're just going to invoke. You're actually going to put Chi-Ji. This is a cool little talent. Reduces the cooldown of your invoke by 2 minutes. So it's now a 1 minute cooldown, but it lasts half as long. Instead of 24 seconds, it's 12 seconds. But that means every minute you can have a 12-second Chi-Ji going, and you can be trying to, you'll just be healing allies with it from, this is really, really powerful, especially for the melee build, because Chi-Ji lets your Blackout Kick, Rising Sun Kick, and Spinning Crane Kick heal up to 2 allies. So getting that on a 1 minute cooldown is very, very good, in my opinion. Then over here, you're going to have Renewing Mist Heal Over Time effect has a 10% chance to proc Enveloping Mist. It's just free healing for you, which is very good. Rising Mist, of course, whenever you kick Rising Sun Kick, you're extending all your hots. That's what you want to be doing. Now, let's look at the actual big capstone part that you're gaining in Dragonflight. Feline Stomp is here. It, of course, stomps the ground, and for Mistweaver, up to 5 allies are healed with an Essence Font Bolt, which is very good. That's just free healing. Then, your Blackout Kick, this is brand new, Ancient Concordance. Your Blackout Kicks strike 3 targets and have an additional 6% chance to reset the cooldown on your Rising Sun Kick while you're within your Feline Stomp. That is really, really incredible because, first of all, your Blackout Kicks are now healing, right? Because of Chi-Ji. So, yeah, that's the biggest interaction there. Blackout Kick is going to heal. It's also going to potentially reset the cooldown on Rising Sun Kick, of course, which is the main gameplay loop. So, like, you press Essence Font, you do a bit of damage, you get your Tiger Palms going to build up a Blackout Kick, okay? You're in melee, an AoE situation in Mythic Plus. You've already used Essence Font. Then you hit your Thunder Focus T, and you press Rising Sun Kick, and then the cooldown will come back, and you press Rising Sun Kick again. All your hots just got extended twice, and then you press your Blackout Kick, and it's going to strike 3 targets, and it's going to kick 3 times because you've already built it up from Teachings of the Monastery, from with your Tiger Palm, okay? So it hits 3 targets 3 times, and then it has a 6% increased chance of all of those kicks going off to reduce the cooldown on Rising Sun Kick again. So you Rising Sun Kick, you with your Thunder Focus T, you Rising Sun Kick again, you do your Blackout Kick, and then I'm guarantee you guys you'll be able to Rising Sun Kick a 3rd time, which means your hots will get extended forever, like well beyond what they could probably get extended for now. So also the damage from this Blackout Kick is going to be outrageous. It's going to be really, really strong. On top of that, you get the last thing here. This is Awakened Feline. Abilities that reset Feline Stomp. Your abilities reset Feline Stomp 100% more often. That's the legendary effect from Shadowlands. While within Feline Stomp, your Tiger Palm strikes 2 targets, and your Spinning Crane Kick heals nearby allies for 15% of the damage done. Wow. So now your Spinning Crane Kick will heal everybody when Chi-Ji's up, and he's a 1-minute cooldown now. Remember that, right? So you just pop Chi-Ji, press Feline Stomp, and use Spinning Crane Kick because it heals nearby allies for 15% of the damage done, and it's going to heal 2 allies for a certain amount. We don't know what it is, but that is a really, really cool combo there, right? A 1-minute Chi-Ji combined with a Feline Stomp. Now, the only stipulation is you do have to fight on the Feline Stomps. You have to be very aware of where you're putting it down. But think about it, guys. Like, you can literally just run into melee, press Essence Font to heal people if they need it, start doing your melee rotation, hit Feline Stomp, hit Chi-Ji, 1-minute Chi-Ji, and then just start spinning with Spinning Crane Kick, and you're going to be doing crazy damage, and you're going to be healing everybody. And then build up your Tiger Palms, which are healing everybody because of Ancient Teachings of the Monastery, right? Then hit that Rising Sun Kick to extend all your hots, then hit that Giga-loaded Blackout Kick that's going to strike 3 enemies 3 times, and it's going to reset the cooldown on Rising Sun Kick, hit Rising Sun Kick again to refresh all your hots again. Do you see the gameplay loop there? That's basically what they're adding for the melee playstyle. All the while, you're, of course, getting crazy amounts of mana. Not really sure how Spirit of the Crane interacts with the extra Blackout Kicks that you're getting from Ancient Concordance. It'd be really cool if they interacted with it, but they probably don't. We'll have to see. That's the melee playstyle right there. That's all this stuff that I just mentioned right here. So, again, the Spirit of the Crane, as a 1-minute cooldown, you're getting this extra breath whenever you cast Enveloping Mist, which the cooldown and cast time of Enveloping Mist will basically be 0 because you're going to be using all of your melee abilities to do damage. So they've basically made it so it's a lot smoother now for the melee playstyle to do lots of damage for free without worrying about whether or not they have to stop doing melee damage to just straight up do healing, right? It's always the perennial like problem with fist weaving is that if your allies start to take crazy loads of damage, you basically have to stop your fist weaving and do your normal monk's stuff that you used to do a long time ago, which is channeling Soothing Mist into a Vivify. And like that feels bad because you want to be doing the fist weaving. So I feel like they've added in a powerful load of combos here between Feline Stomp and Invoke Chi-Ji to give you powerful passive healing that's going on while you're spinning and blackout kicking and rising sun kicking. Okay, so I like it a lot. I think it's a really good direction for them to go for the melee build. Now let's look at the range build. First and foremost, with the range build, on the class side, you get Jade Serpent statue for free, and you get instant Vivifies for free, which is very, very, very helpful, because your Vivifies, of course, are going to heal all allies with Renewing Mist. And sometimes in a Mythic Plus environment, or in a raid especially, when you have a mechanic that you have to deal with, you don't have time to stand there and channel Soothing Mist to get the instant Vivify proc. And now you're just getting it for free on this tree. So you can move and just instantly Vivify somebody, and it's going to hit everybody with Renewing Mist, which I think is a nice quality of life there. Okay, but you do get the Jade statue at the bottom here, which is really, really cool. Okay, now let's look at the range style. You get all your abilities, of course. Let's move down the tree. We're no longer taking Feline Stomp. We're no longer taking Chi-Ji. That's not what it's about. Oh, we're not taking we're taking Clouded Focus instead of Ancient Teachings of the Monastery, of course. And we're moving over to Bone Dust Brew. So what do we get here for the ranged playstyle? Let's move down to this section here. As I said, Jade Serpent statue in the class tree, instant Vivify. Yu'lon summon. Here we go. Invoke Yu'lon. Again, it buffs your Enveloping Mist. It costs 33% less mana. It does not make it instant cast, as it does with Chi-Ji. Chi-Ji makes it instant cast. But regular Yu'lon does reduce the mana cost by 100%, and that's exactly what you're looking for. Very, very good. You're going to take Mana Tea to get your mana back, of course. Then you have this, Rapid Diffusion. Enveloping Mist applies Renewing Mist for 6 seconds to an ally within 40 yards. So it's nice to be getting those free Enveloping Mists from Yu'lon, right? And then they're just adding a Renewing Mist for free, which is very, very good. It's only for 6 seconds, but hey, that is what scales your Vivify healing. And the main thing that you're doing in AoE as the range build is Vivify healing. If you're getting a bunch of Renewing Mists for free, you're getting a ton of Vivify value, which is really, really good. Then let's move down here. Again, Enveloping Breath is here. This time we have Mist Wrap. Increases Enveloping Mist duration by 1 second and healing bonus by 10%. I'm pretty sure that works with Rapid Diffusion. So instead of a 6 second... Oh, no, sorry, that's for Renewing Mist. Never mind. Your Enveloping Mist goes up by 1 second, which is very, very good because it's only a 6 second duration, but it's a powerful heal. So extending that by 1 second is really powerful, and its its healing bonus by 10% is also very, very good. Okay? Then we've got Clouded Focus. This is a new idea here. Healing with Enveloping Mist or Vivify while channeling Soothing Mist increases their healing done by 20% and reduces their mana cost by 20%. This is something that I think exists in Shadowlands right now. When your Soothing Mist channel ends, this effect is canceled. So again, they're harping on you that you really want to be standing there and channeling Soothing Mist, because you're going to have a Soothing Mist coming from you and one from your Jade Serpent statue, and you're also going to get one in a minute from Unison. But while you're channeling Soothing Mist, your healing goes up and your mana costs go down. And that is a massive quality of life to the range style, because the range style can just blow through mana very, very quickly, especially Enveloping Mist. It is a truckload of mana, 5.6% of base mana. Essence Fawn is a lot of mana, right? So that is the problem, and this helps to solve part of that problem. Let's keep going down. Allies targeted by Soothing Mist, once again, another Soothing Mist buff, receive 20% more healing from your Enveloping Mist and Renewing Mist effects. Wow. So you basically just got 40% more healing. Okay? Healing with Enveloping Mist or Vivify while channeling Soothing Mist increases their healing by 20%. And then again, while channeling Soothing Mist, you get 20% more healing on your Enveloping Mist and Renew. So Renewing Mist, Vivify, and Enveloping Mist all get 20% bonuses. Enveloping Mist actually gets a 40% bonus there. So it's all while you're channeling your Soothing Mist. That's what you need to be doing. And then, of course, the capstone here, Soothing Mist heals a second injured ally for 50% of the amount healed. So again, you're just going to be standing there. There's just going to be beams of life just going everywhere, and it's going to be really, really cool. I think this is an awesome sort of set of talents here for the ranged playstyle. Okay, let's move over. We do have Upwelling here. I know Upwelling is kind of trash in most people's mind. What I think is interesting now about Dragonflight is that you have a lot of other tools with the extra healing coming from Clouded Focus and Peaceful Mending, and then the extra target by Unison, you're kind of like 3-target cleaving on your Soothing Mist, and then your Renewing Mists are bouncing around to other targets, and so you can be channeling your Soothing Mist and hit Vivify, and it's going to hit like so many targets, guys. It's going to hit so many targets that the cleave healing is going to be very, very strong. You're not going to need to press Essence Font that often, in my opinion. I just think that you won't really need to cast it that much. The other one, of course, is that you could just take Thunder Focus Tea, empowering your next 2 spells, which is, of course, very, very strong as well. Nothing wrong with Focus Thunder at all. You could spend it on Vivify for no mana cost, and then you could spend it on Renewing Mist to get a longer Renewing Mist duration. That's perfectly fine, and that's probably the better take here, but I just think that Upwelling isn't terrible anymore because you're not pressing... You're not, like, forced to press Essence Font that much because you have all this cleave healing going off now, okay? Finally, let's talk about Bone Dust Brew. You're going to hurl a Bone Dust Brew on enemies, coating them. Your abilities have a 50% chance to affect the target a second time. And Gusts of Mist will heal targets with your Bone Dust Brew for an additional 42%. So this is a Gust of Mist bonus, which, of course, is triggered by Vivify, Renewing Mist, and Enveloping Mist. And you also get the Essence Font. Essence Font double dips on its Gust of Mist bonus, which is another reason to take Upwelling, right? So you can, like, throw Bone Dust Brew, hit Essence Font, and then just start channeling Vivifies into targets, and you're going to get so much Gust of Mist healing, it's going to be ridiculous. On top of that, Resplendent Mist gives you a 30% chance to do a 100% more healing for your Gust of Mist. Huge healing on Gust of Mist here. And then you have the choice between Attenuation and the other one. I would take Attenuation here to get more healing in a Bone Dust Brew. And then here's the final big capstone, guys, for the ranged Mistweaver Monk playstyle. Casting Vivify or Enveloping Mist on a target with Renewing Mist has a 10% chance to spread the Renewing Mist to another target. Your Vivify healing through Renewing Mist is buffed by 20%, and your Enveloping Mist now also heals all allies with Renewing Mist for 20% of its healing. Again, spam, spam, spam these Renewing Mists. Get them going. Get your Enveloping Mist will apply a Renewing Mist as well. So you do Renewing Mist into an Enveloping Mist, into a Focus Thunder, into another Renewing Mist. Now you have like 4 or 5, maybe 6 Renewing Mists going. And then you can Vivify heal, and it's going to be 20% stronger when it heals all those targets. Okay? And then your Enveloping Mist will also heal everybody that has those Renewing Mists on them. So just so many like interconnective synergies between Enveloping Mist, Renewing Mist, and Vivify. And those are your 3 core spells that you're going to be spending. I love the stuff here with the extra target that you get. I love all the bonuses to healing. It gives you a reason. It pushes you into standing there and channeling, which is a dangerous thing to be doing in any fight. But you get big bonuses for standing there and channeling your Soothing Mist. And on top of that, you can give everybody huge Gust of Mist procs with your Bone Dust Brew. It's just very, very good, guys. I like the range build. I think it works quite well. I also like the melee build, and I think that it works quite well as well. With the Feline Stomp, 1-minute Chi-Ji, Ancient Teachings of the Monastery, Refreshing Jade Wind. You've got all the tools, guys, that you need to make the melee build work and to make the range build work. And on top of that, to sort of the icing on the cake for both of these builds is that they get to dip into all of the Thunder Focus Tea talents that are coming back that we had in previous expansions like Battle for Azeroth and Legion. All the bonuses that are coming in are really, really cool, and we get to mess around with those once again. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about Mistweaver Monk. What do you think about it? I think this talent tree is very strong. The only thing that's kind of weird is this Song of Chi-Ji. I think it should be on the outside here. But honestly, guys, there's lots of very good interconnectivity between the nodes. It feels like you can really carve out a particular style, like a melee or a range style, whichever one you happen to be looking for. And I think it's going to work out really well for Mistweaver. So I think they're in a really strong spot for Dragonflight. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I love you all very much. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.